Hi, I'm Brian Yamasaki.
And I'm Brandon Kiser.
And welcome to Taking It to the Mat. In this series, Brandon and I are going to show you the exact same methods that we use to develop our MMA game.
We're going to introduce a series of techniques, and while you're working on them at home, we'll be working on them here at the gym. No technique is perfect, and everything's got a counter, so as you run into challenges at home, we're bound to run into our own set of problems here, and we're going to come up with the solution to those problems and then share that with you.
Sometimes that solution is going to come from our own experience and expertise. Other times we're going to take you to our instructors, our mentors, our friends, and even some of our rivals to get their perspective. In addition, we're going to be reviewing some of the latest and greatest in books, DVDs, training gear, and trends in the world of mixed martial arts. But first, we need a place to start.
Well, I think a great place to start would be the guard. Whether you're a jiu-jitsu guy or a wrestler or a kickboxer, if the fight goes to the ground, the guard's going to be a factor. Either trying to pass it, get back to it, beat somebody up inside of it, or protect yourself from that position. Is there anything in particular you've been working from the guard lately?
Definitely. For me, it's been about going back to the basics, breaking my opponent's posture and keeping him there so that he's not able to abuse me from that position.
Well, that's perfect because I've got some techniques for that position as well. So let's get started.
What we'd like to work on today is a basic technique from the closed guard position. All we're trying to do is break our opponent's posture down and minimize the amount of damage they can do to us from that closed guard position. And so I want to start from my closed guard position. I want my feet crossed here, and this is just a drill that you're going to use to help minimize the damage you're going to take when you have the guard position. Your partner's going to reach back and kind of telegraph, just for the drill, a big punch. You're going to move your head and pull with your legs. Move your head, pull with your legs. Move your head, pull with your legs. Eventually, you're going to reach over that arm and suck it up real tight. You want to walk your legs up high up the back, and you're just trying to keep a real close position here where you can't elbow, you can't punch, and even the shots that you can get off this far side here are really they really have a minimum amount of damage. So this is what you're trying to get to here. Partner sits back, goes to punch, pull in, move your head, overhook the arm. Pull him in with your legs, get the overhook, pull his head in tight. Make sure you use your legs to pull him in as you move your head to the side and get the overhook. Here. Here. Now again, that's not the most glamorous or exciting technique or drill to do from your guard, but I really feel like it's one of the most important things that you can learn from that position. The second you start thinking too much about sweeping and submitting, you're usually going to end up on the bad side of a punch or an elbow, which will mess with your whole game plan at that point. So what we worked on is breaking posture and securing an overhook from the closed guard position.
This time we're going to work on going to the outside of the punch. My partner's going to throw a punch at my face, a straight punch, a big shot that he's going to telegraph for the sake of the drill. So when he reaches back for that punch, my guard is closed and I'm going to bring my knees up to my chest, parry the punch and get my head to the outside of that hand. Again, from this side, I bring my knees in, I parry this and slip my head to the outside and then lock my arms up here.
Another thing that you want to try to take note of is, especially when you're drilling this, if you do the technique properly, the guy inside the guard, their knees should be almost, if not completely, coming off the ground when he pulls in with his knees. Now that was a little bit of an exaggeration, but at least you got the point. Here it is again. And that's just a great indicator that you are actually affecting their posture and their weight distribution.
So once I get to this position here, there's a whole bunch of different options. We can finish with an arm triangle or shoulder choke from here. We can sweep and put the person on their back. I'll give you a couple quick options right now. First thing, right here from this position, if I want to try and finish from here, I'm just going to shift my hips out a little bit, cross my legs, grab my bicep and the back of my head and squeeze while taking a deep breath in. That's your shoulder choke or arm triangle. From that same position here, I parry, bring my knees in and lock this up. I'd rather try and get on top personally before I go for the submission. So from here, what I'm gonna do is shift my hips the other way and take his base away here. Then it's really easy to roll him once I've isolated both limbs on this side of his body. And now I have more options because I'm on top, so I can continue fighting for that choke, or I can sit up and punch. For now, we'll just finish with that same choke here. So one more time on that. I've got a closed guard, protecting here. He reaches back for a punch. I'm gonna slip to the outside, parry, and bring my knees in. Lock my arms up to isolate the position here. Shift my hips inside, take away his base, and bridge over to get the mount position. From here I can choke or strike. And our other option was to choke from the back. He strikes, parry, head on the outside, lock this up, shift the other way this time, cross my legs, grab my bicep, grab the back of my head, take a deep breath in and squeeze. And that's slipping your head to the outside of a punch from within the guard, breaking their posture down, and then a couple finishing moves from there.
Again, not the most exciting or glamorous thing you can do from the closed guard, but definitely something that can help minimize the damage that you might take if you ever find yourself in that position.
That's a great point. And once you do have that arm isolated, you can start going for some of those glamorous and exciting techniques. And I'm going to show you a couple of those right now. So my opponent throws a punch at my face from here, and I'm going to slip to the inside of the punch the way Yamasaki was teaching in the last section. I'm going to isolate that arm, and this is the position we got to before. So once I'm here, this is where we can use that arm trap from the guard that we taught in a previous section. He reaches back and punches. I'm going to cover, pass this arm off, get a nice grip on the glove there, and now I have a free hand to hit or elbow with.